Good morning. Back into action, preparing for the Miami Dolphins. My thoughts on that is that the Dolphins have played hard. There's a couple of reasons probably they would tell you why they're where they are. But, they're -7 in turnovers. They have given up 22 sacks. They're a clean team in terms of penalties. They are not a penalized team in that respect. They have been literally, in my opinion, in every game. And if you go back to the New England game, when they had Henne at quarterback, it's 31-17, it's 4th and 1 at the 1. They get stopped, and that's the 99-yarder. The next play is a 99-yarder. You go to the Texas game, the Houston Texan game, you can see the same thing. They're in the fourth quarter, and it's a close ball game, whether it's 23-16 in the fourth quarter. And you go right on down the line. The Cleveland team scores in the last few seconds of the game to win. San Diego, it's 20-13 late in the ball game. And then last weekend with 2:44 to go, they're ahead 15-0, and they lose the game. They don't get the hands team doesn't recover the onside kick, and it gives the Denver team an opportunity. So, when you look at their team, they have a veteran defensive football team. They brought in a lot of people, different changes and the different positions there. And they run the ball for 112 yards a game. The opponent's 119. So you can look and pick and so on and so forth. They lost their quarterback. Now it's Matt Moore. He's had a couple of games under his belt. And so respect all, fear none is the approach that we take. And what we're trying to do is be concerned with our team, making sure that our team plays, takes our execution to another level, eliminates any lull in our play, and of course continues the concept of not turning the ball over, and that's where we are. I doubt if there's any questions. I knew this was the next step. Why don't you just post this, Pat, and I don't have to answer these questions. Yes, they will. Yes, they're going to practice. I hope we have enough uniforms for all these guys.
When a team loses game after game, week after week, does that do something to the psyche of the team? As good as they might be, as close as they've been playing, does it adversely affect?
You've been doing this a long time, Dave, so you already know the answer to that. Sure it does. But it takes one spark. It takes, whether it was last weekend, whether they would have won last weekend at home. They're a good road team. If you look at their record last year, they're a good road team. So even the game that I left out, even if you looked at the Jets' opportunities that they didn't take advantage of, they could very easily have had 10 points in that first quarter, maybe 14. So they haven't taken advantage of a lot of opportunities. As I said, they have very few takeaways. They have 2 fumble recoveries and 2 interceptions. They have no starter in their secondary with an interception. And not a lot of big plays. I think he's looked forward to every opportunity and every challenge. I think he's focused on each outstanding player that he's gone against. He's studied them. He's worked hard at it. He looks forward to the challenge, and to this point, he's done a good job with it. I don't. I think Corey's Corey. I don't think, whether that is or isn't, I wouldn't be able to answer that. Surprised me when he picked the 100-yarder off. Yeah, that was not that wasn't a good idea. But, how they go about their business, that's their business. It's not for me to say. Taking Bush and flanking him out and doing all those kind of things, of course, they've seen that before, and I'm sure that was what they had in mind when they brought him there. They've got some pretty good. Wake is a good pass rusher with 5 sacks, and of course Taylor historically, they're physical. Dansby's physical. Mike Backer, they're safeties. Bell coming out of the secondary. He is a very physical player. They'll look to get Jones back and have two physical players in that safety spot. They were successful in getting there for any number of reasons. Of course, it's a first-time start for a young quarterback. You know they're coming. I mean, that's just the nature of the game. I think it's always important to start fast, and your questions will come, after a bye week and so on and so forth. Are you going to be? We'd like to think that our execution will pick right up where it left off, a week ago.
How were Ramsey's and
Took you a while, but you got to that. Ramses is fine. He practiced. Why don't you just get a list?
we have a list.
Well, then what are you asking me?
Whether they're
I haven't seen them. Yeah, they're all practicing. They're all
how
practicing.
did they respond from Monday?
Did a pretty good job. Yeah.
Oski's practicing? 'Cause he said he was
Yeah, he's going to be out there, but he's the one guy that I'm not sure how much would do. I slipped by. It's a slip up. You did get me.
Coach, every team in the league has great, outstanding players. I mean, it's
Very small margin. Very small margin. I could define it if we had an hour, but I think the basic thing is who's making the plays and who's not making the plays. Who's taking advantage of it? I don't. Probably too early to pass judgment on that, but, there are a lot of teams that work earlier in the week, once, twice, and then give them a sizable break. So I don't know that, even though it's mandatory, that it hasn't been done in the past, depending on where the bye falls. I think you'll have to wait and see how all these, maybe not even this year, maybe another year under our belt, as everybody gets used to the new system.
Is there a good time for the bye to fall?
Yeah, right in the middle. Usually it's right there. He's had that job for quite a while. I think he's taken real pride in that, and hopefully we're making some progress along those lines too. That's it. Thank you.